Good morning. How are you doing? How is your mood? Waiting for all your comments. And today we will talk about leaders and leadership. So pay attention to the agenda of our today's lesson. It's discussion, first of all. After that, we will move to 3 laws of leadership and find out more information about 12 skills, how to be a great leader. We'll play leadership game. Is there a leader in you? And also practice leadership through 20 miles march concept. And I'll explain later what it is and why do we need it. So let's start with a short discussion. Yeah, I can see your comments. You're in a great mood. Awesome. I'm good. Nice. So I'm sure that all of you are leaders, yeah? Definitely. Can you give me the definition? Who is a leader? Just in 2 words or maybe like a sentence. How do you understand this word leader? Okay, Stefan is sleepy. Yeah, me too a little bit. It's so difficult to wake up early in the morning. Okay. So who is a leader? How do you understand this word? And also, what do you think? Are leaders born or made? Leaders is an independent and self-confident. Yeah, completely agree with you, Maria. Are there any other ideas? So because there are a lot of meanings here and definitions we can provide for the leader. A leader is a person who is confident and responsible. Leader is a person who controls the team, for example. Yes. Can you guess how many definitions of the word leader exist in our world? Okay, you suggest that leaders are those who made individual able to make people do something he believes in. Leaders are made, usually made. A person who is able to organize a group work and take responsibility for the whole group. They made, I think. Okay, all of you suppose that leaders are made. So sometimes people who are born, they don't need maybe any practicing. They just know for themselves how to act and what to do. They have this inner feeling, inner gut that helps them. But usually, yes, without working on it, just being born, it's not enough. Agree with you? Great. Is it better to be a leader or a follower? Okay, one more comment. Leader is a person who can organize the group, and leader is a person who rules a group or company. Yeah, I agree. So leader might be both, yeah, for organization, for company, and like personal leader for some membership, yeah, of your family. Evgenia suggested from 2 to 5 definitions, maybe. So now we read even more than 5 definitions, yeah, that you gave me. So definitely each person has its own definition, but in general, there are even more than 5 definitions. Okay, a little bit later, I'll tell you the number. Leader. Okay, Grigori, think it's better to be a leader than a follower because you can rule and manage the group. Is it the reason? Better to be a leader, but easier to be a follower. Yeah, completely agree. Leader. Also leader. Great. So, and why is it important to be a leader in the modern world? Because as Evgenia told, it's easier to be a follower, yeah? Just not to worry about all the things. But what for should we become leaders and work on it? Good followers are better than bad leaders. I agree completely because followers just can solve all the problems, yeah, in collaboration together, working with each other without a leader even. But leader is a person who helps, yeah, at least should help. Great. So now we'll discuss three laws of leadership. First of all, let's look at the definition of a leadership. Leadership is a process of social influence in which a person can enlist the aid and support of others in the accomplishment of common tasks. We can have comment from Victoria. In my opinion, we can't choose it. We're born with these qualities. Yeah, usually the qualities you are born with, but you can either develop it or stop your development and just choose not to become being a leader. Grigori commented, people now need some help to group with each other, so they need a leader. Yeah, having a leader is important, yeah, who might help the same as leadership. It's person who enlists the aid and support, yeah, to others. That is why it's easier to accomplish the task. You can organize your life and be your own best friend. So it's like being a leader for yourself. Vladislav commented, we should be leaders because you will be the most popular and you will have many friends. Do leaders always have many friends, or maybe having a person to whom they can rely, yeah, might be treated like friend, or it's a little bit different notions? What do you think? How many friends might have a leader? Are all the followers really friends? So if they are, it's just the perfect leader and perfect situation. Leadership is both a research area and a practical skill, encompassing the ability of an individual or organization to lead or guide other individuals, teams, or entire organization. So here that the thing that we were talking about, yeah, a leader might be in different spheres, like individual leader and team leader, organization leader. Here you might see the 12 skills, how to become a great leader. And this research is based on the Quantum Workplace. This is a US consulting company, and they have conducted a set of engagement surveys on the most important skills that make a leader worth following. Their goal was to escape from business management theory and consulting jargon and break leadership down to its most universal elements, tried and true skills that together make the three laws of leadership that might be described in the quote I'll show you. So this is the quote, and let's look at your comments. A leader may have good connection with everyone. Yes, agree. No, because no, everyone likes decisions that leader makes. Yes, sometimes people might not like the leader's decision, but if they understand that this is the right decision and no matter either they like it or not, they need to follow it, need to obey. Leaders often lose fake friends because of working a lot of time, but those who leader cooperate with may be their true ones. Yeah, agree. Great comment. So let's look at the quotation here on the slide. A leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Here we can divide this quotation into three parts. These three parts are our three laws. The first one is a leader knows the way. What does it mean? Do you have any ideas? So usually if the leader knows the way, he knows what to do and how to do. He might be knowledgeable, yeah, it's obligatory. When you don't have knowledge, you can't lead anyone. Then goes the way. This means that a leader performs the same function as the followers, the people whom he asked to do his orders. So not only just telling do this and that, but when they work together, when the leader shows how to do it, it really helps. And the third point here, it shows the way. It's not just pointed out, so this is our goal, let's do it. It's also support during all the road, yeah, it's help, aid, motivation, and all these things. Now let's look closer at it. We will start with the first law, know the way. Here we will talk about the importance of the strategy in leadership. Great leaders have foresight. So foresight means that they can predict, yeah, the ability to see a preferable future state. Yeah, we can comment from Marx that it means that leader is purposeful. Yeah, it's extremely important for a leader. Agree. So, foresight means the ability to see a preferable future state. They are able to plot a course towards that vision and manage any obstacles that pop up along the journey. Leader has the exact plan to follow. This is the first point Evgenia mentioned. Second, he or she executes this plan. And three, makes people follow him or her. Yeah, perfectly good. And I like the word you used here with executes. Execute means perform or do, yeah, follow this plan. Thank you for your comments. So if we are talking about the ability to foresee the future, we also face with the first skill that we need. Define your destination. All great leaders have something in common. Yeah, and this is vision. Whether you are leading a huge company or a small team, it doesn't matter. For example, for academic group, yeah, project you work together, you need to be able to communicate and inspiring vision of the end goal. Leading implies movement from one point to another, from here to there. Great leaders envision and communicate the destination. Without vision, you can't lead. You can only wander. So you just like blind people who doesn't see the way what to do. So that is why you need to count, to try to maybe understand, predict, foresee what might happen in the future and how one or another actions or decisions that you take will influence it. The second point here is chart your course. In an uncertain world like ours today, people are hungry for clarity. So it means that we are all want to get clear information, get to understand what is going on, because there are a lot of facts, a lot of information, and it's difficult to get and perceive all of it. So that is why we need just the process one, something we can rely to. Great leaders see the trip in their minds and plan for the road ahead. People following their leader want to know how their role specifically supports the great vision. So here, each person, each follower should understand that he is important in this group. So it's not just a group of people without the purpose who have nothing in common. Each of them is special, yeah? They're an individual, and they should understand what for do they work on it. So if vision defines a destination, clarity is the roadmap. The third point is be ready to adjust your course. Maybe to change it, yeah, if there are some difficulties on this way. As the journey evolves, you will see unexplored landscapes and potential shortcuts. Great leaders are willing, we can see one more sentence, leaders mustn't be in step with time, they have to be the step forward. Okay, great quotation, yeah, despite the fact that we have no idea to whom these words belong, mustn't be in step with time. This step forward. Yeah, that is definitely suits to our topic. Being step forward, it works not only for leaders, yeah, but for our life in general. You need to predict the future. So great leaders are willing to take prudent risk on their own destination. As a leader, you will need to make tough choices about which shortcuts are worth exploring and which shortcuts are too risky. Let's imagine maybe military situation. Yeah, and definitely there are soldiers. They might be like followers and their leader who gives the orders what to do. If a leader tries to win, no matter how maybe precious it is, yeah, no matter how many people they might lose, the consequences might be very awful and just difficult for people to do it. But when leader really worries about all their soldiers, about his team or her team, it doesn't matter. It means that they just choose this tough decision that we might lose in this game, but we will win the bigger one, the most important. So sometimes we need to make even step back to achieve the goal, not only step forward, no matter how precious it is. Next one is become chief problem solver. Or maybe outstanding problem solver. Yeah, your map won't always be exact. Shortcuts won't always work out. Problems will occur from one place and another. Yeah, there might be a lot of drawbacks and disadvantages of your plan. So it doesn't mean that you made something wrong. It's just you should understand that you need to adjust, to adaptate what is going on and be ready to check it on the spot when you understand that there is such a necessity. You need the ability to recognize and address a problem before it becomes an emergency. As a leader, you will need to be a fair meditator when conflicts arise between members of your team. And you will also need to remember that a great leader never tolerates a bad crew member. For instance, when you work on a project, yeah, there is the leader of your group, someone who just helps or makes the decisions. It's obvious that we are all individuals, we have our own perspectives and ideas. Sometimes these points of view might differ from others. And how should we decide to whom to listen? Definitely, you need to do it like a group, yeah? And leader will be responsible for this decision. If there is a person in a group who doesn't work, also leader has its option, yeah, as tell to a teacher that all one works and this person didn't, or just maybe try to solve this problem on its own. When the leader chooses the second option, when they decided inside of this group, there are more chances that the leader will be um, maybe more appreciated by the group, and they will not only like it, yeah, but rely on it, trust him. That is why try to solve the problem inside your group, not telling to its higher hierarchy if you can do it. Next, fifth point is embrace change and track your progress. Embrace change means that you should be ready, yeah, for all these changes on your way. Great leaders track their progress to get better as the journey goes on. As you confront problems, change course, and explore new grounds, you will also need to gather feedback and learn from your mistakes. So sometimes you may ask your followers, yeah, what was good, what wasn't, how can you improve it, and what really depends on you. And you may get both like positive feedback and negative feedback. If it's a constructive feedback, yeah, that we've told earlier of this type, it means that you might listen to it. It's important feedback. And this negative constructive feedback helps you to move forward, like on what you should work. But there is also the situation when all your followers are satisfied with the leader, there is no problems and no negative feedback. They give it only positive. And in such way, you might think, okay, I've done a lot, I'm a good leader, I can just relax and don't worry about it. Everyone likes me as a leader. But it's not exactly true. You should never get comfortable and do not settle, because satisfaction or complacency is often the beginning of the end for many leaders. So when you stop your development on your own, when you understand there is nothing to move forward for, or maybe no place to grow, yeah, no room for it, you might lose here. As a leader, you should always be challenging the status quo and looking forward for opportunities for improvement. Here on the slide, you can see this second law. It goes away. We will talk about the importance of results in the leadership. Great leaders have the ability to prioritize, to execute, and achieve results, despite any difficulties, risk, or personal hardships that are involved. First of all, you need to become an expert. Great leaders are entirely curious. So, what does it mean? You might be leading a journey through uncharted territory, but you can always learn from other expeditions. Don't be afraid to ask people who already overcome it. You may not follow their steps, but you can learn something new from them. And important for yourself. Being aware is always good. Apart from this, study the competitions and those who have gone it before. Seek out ways to learn that stands between you and your goal. Do not expect that people will follow you if you're not an expert, or at least you are on your way to becoming an expert. Apart from this, seventh step is innovative or innovate. Innovate stems from the Italian word like innovation, and the meaning of it to renew or change. Since leadership is all about creating positive change. Leadership is fundamentally tied to innovation. To encourage, to reward it as a leader, and moreover, to develop a culture of innovation around you. So, as we've talked earlier, you should start from yourself, yeah, setting or giving an example. You can understand that, for example, you have great idea and you can involve it, you can do it to benefit in your group. Sure, you should try it. Apart from this, it might be like you did it first, then others create and have their bright ideas, they share it with you. Yeah, and if this idea is really great, take it into account. So do not be angry that, oh, that's a perfect idea, but it wasn't me who thought about it. That is why we won't act like this. No, if the idea worth it, try to perform it and do. Apart from this, we'll have point 8, get things done. Ideas are overrated. Execution is what leadership all about. Yeah, great leaders set and communicate bold goals. They are able to manage priorities, quickly identify most worthwhile problems, and find truly like-minded people to pursue the goals together. So all the things are about the people, the group, yeah, with whom you work. That is why it is important to exercise good judgment or to practice good judgment. To earn the trust and respect of your followers, you will need to make sound data-driven decisions. So it's not easy just to make people believe you and follow. You should work on it. Don't always trust your gut. Collect and analyze the right data. Look at all the options and balance consideration when making judgment. So, if you know that you have just perfect intuition, yeah, or you trust your gut, it's good, always good. But if you are a leader, as you've mentioned, you are responsible for all the great things that happened and all the mistakes that might occur. That is why you need, first of all, not only rely to your intuition, but get information, gather, collect it, and only then decide what to do. Apart from this, we'll have the third law, show the way. This law is about the importance of team in leadership. Great leaders build great team. They inspire them, connect them, and earn their trust. Build a great crew. Crew or team, yeah, they're synonyms. It's not just about attracting followers, it's about attracting the right followers. Great leaders know there is a ceiling to what they can do alone. So definitely it's a person, yeah, who knows a lot, learn all the time, have creative ideas. So leader is the best person in a team or something like this. And why just can't this person do everything on its own? What for do they need the rest people in this group? Definitely because it's not obligatory for you know everything. It's impossible. But when you have the right people around you, professional in its sphere, and you collaborate, you work together, it's easier to achieve the goal. Yeah, you work like a team. So you need to surround yourself with right people and with the best players you can find. Now, please tell me, do you remember with SMART goals? Yeah, SMART, it's like acronym. S, M, and the rest, like letters. Now let's do the same with the word team. T-E-A-M. What words come to your mind? Yeah, how can we just make an acronym from this word? We have borders like leadership, like the topic. So in the topic leadership, the word T, the letter T, what might it mean? For example, trust. Start with letter T. What other ideas do you have that might suit here? Maybe time. Yeah, important to set the time to perform the goal. What else? So when you type me with T, I want you to give words with E. Trust, Maria suggested. Yes, great. What else? So think about the team, what the word team means, and what each letter in this word might stand for. Trust, energy, energy for E, great. So for A, what might be for A? Like active, attractive, actual. Ambition, and M, motivation. Great. Okay, Grigori suggested all of it. T, trust, E, exercise, A, act, and M, make. Great. So, also Denise sent us tactic and Vladislav tough. Great. With A, analyze or assist. Yeah, assist, just perfect word. Help, assist. Ambitious, great. Advice, yeah, also important. Good. Now I suggest you to look at my definition. Team. It's an acronym and it would best stand for Together Everyone Achieves More. This is the essence of the whole concept of any team. Do you agree with it? If you agree, send me plus. If you disagree, minus. The team, it's together everyone achieves more. Plus or minus. Either you agree or disagree. Now look at next slide. This is called Inspire Team, and it's our 11th point. You can inspire not only team, but people around you. Most people think that inspiration looks like the coach halftime speech at a football game. But you don't necessarily need to be a motivational speaker to inspire people around. Yeah, I can see that most of you agree. Yeah, a lot of pluses. Okay, super. So as for inspiration, you don't need to be this motivational speaker. Yeah, it's not only about speech itself that motivates. It's about actions. Things actions speak louder than words. So you will get the best commitment from any people by setting an example. When you see your energy and enthusiasm in pursuit of the vision, they will be inspired to follow. Let's take into consideration the group of students, who study English. One of them, like let's call him a leader, decide to read book in original in English. The rest, who are followers, they told that it is stupid, it's just a waste of time, and they didn't support him. So, this leader, despite all this negative criticism, continued doing his reading, yeah, and it was like an aim to improve the language in such way. As a result, when people saw how his language improved, they also decided that they were wrong. So it doesn't mean that when you set an example, you should expect that people will react fast. No, it might just happen during the time when they understand that their leader was right, and only then they wanna have the same achievements, yeah, the same knowledge, for example, and in time they would do the same. But be ready to wait a little bit. Do not stop on your development, even if someone told you that it's wrong or crazy. We have some more ideas for the team acronym. Talented, easygoing, active, and mad. Great. So it might be mad, like good sounds, people who adore and crazy in what they're doing. Really like inspired people who can share this light in others. So when people see your energy and enthusiasm in pursuit the vision, yes, they will be also inspired to do it. They will share this madness with you. So point 12, it's break down walls. Great leaders are connectors. They connect people to one another and they tear down barriers to collaboration. They bring together teams and people to drive results. Also develop collaborative partnership and make things happen. So as we've managed earlier, yeah, it's possible to be without a leader when everyone does his own job and work on it. But sometimes it's just better to have a person who can support you and manage you in the right way. So, as we decided that being a leader is important, let's play the game, the sinking ship, to discover a leader in each of you. Shortly, I'll tell you the point of this game. Imagine that we are all on the board the ship that is slowly sinking and its captain is dead. The ship can be saved, and we all can survive only when we choose a new captain, one best leader among all of us. So, your task here in chat, type me a short, maybe explanation. It might be 2 sentences, 5 sentences, it shouldn't be long, from 2 till 5. Why you think that you are the best leader here, and how can you save us from this sinking ship? So you wanna be a captain, a leader, and save all the people. Make us to believe you, persuade us. Then, when you send your sentences here in chat, we will vote together, and the person who will get the most likes will be our captain. So if, for example, you will have with someone equal amount of likes, yeah, you will need to add more information about yourself, and we will choose between 2 or 3 people, for example. Is the task clear? If it's clear what we should do, please send me yes. If you want me to explain one more time, send no. So from 2 till 5 sentences, why do you want to become a leader? Or why you think that you are the best leader? You have approximately 2 minutes, maybe 3 maximum, to perform this. Yes, okay, everything is clear, nice. No, okay. So look, you are leaders here. Yeah, you need to write why you think you are the best leader. You can say, for example, I think that I'm the best leader because I can support people, I can save the team. And you mention in what way, how you can save the team. I really worry about each of you. Each person on my ship is important, and the rest. So I'm good at communication. I can calm everything down. So just describe why you think you are the best leader and can manage this situation. You can send even one sentence. If it's good, why not? Also, there are people who don't want to be leaders. Yeah, it's happening. So it means that you decide to be a follower because it's comfortable for you, it's better in this situation, just not to worry about all the things you don't need it and spend your energy on it. If you decide to be a follower, also type here from 2 till 5 sentences why you think that being a follower is in this situation is better for you. We've got comments from Maria. I think I am a great leader because I can will know what to do to save us, and I will help you if you need. So Maria suggested her help, yeah, and she knows the way how to save it. So we can suggest that she's knowledgeable in this situation. Okay. If you believe Maria and you want her to be our leader, send plus here. Like, put like. Andre commented, I'm knowledgeable in the maps. I have positive relationship with the teammates. Yeah, also great. Here he just told in more details, yeah, in what sphere he's knowledgeable is and how he might help. So you can vote for 2 people, you can vote for 1 person as you wish. So, but decide to whom you will give your vote. Evgenia sent us, I feel people's emotions and I can choose how to speak to each person. I can define people's talents in a few minutes of speaking and give you a task depending on them. I read a lot of books, so I can explain everything in simple words. Yeah, great. So here, with mentioning define people talents, I think during the thinking ship, yeah, it's important to give the right orders for people what to do, and if it's really relocated correctly, it might help us to save even without any others help. Gregory commented, I think because I can team up our class and help us to survive with your help. Also, I know some things about ships and I can help and support everyone. We also will help each other and make a plan together. None is important in our team. All of us are very important. Yeah, here by saying that all of us are very important, it means that it's usually saving all the people, yeah, on the ship, not only those who are capable to help and do something. Great. So let's vote for our leaders. So I'll give you a little bit more time for those who want to share your comments and ideas. I'll tell you about practicing leadership, and if there is no changes here, we will define a leader. If there are some, we will read more and then vote again. So let's talk about practicing leadership. At the beginning of our webinar today, we've discussed how many definitions exist of a leader. Actually, there are even more than 100 different definitions. The one that you can see here on a slide is the most up-to-date in the modern world. Let's read it. Every person is a leader every time when he or she changes something in their life or takes on some responsibility. So if you decided to be a follower and not to be responsible for all the people around you, yeah, it's also okay. It doesn't mean that you're not a leader in your life. You can be leader for yourself all the time when you are responsible for your actions, not for other people. Be responsible for yourself first. We've got some more comments from Vladislav. I think that I should be the leader because I'm thinking a lot and I think that I can help everybody on the board. So I think that to stop board thinking, we need to find the whole. Then we should ask followers if they have something to put on the place of the whole. After that, we need to take out water that is on the board. So here you can see the precise description, yeah, all the steps. When I told you that people need clarity, yeah, to know perfectly what will be going on. Thank you, Vladislav, for your comment. And we have one more from Anton. I think because I can support everyone and I also appreciate all minds and ideas. Yeah, also great being just ready to appreciate all ideas and minds and take it into consideration. Good. So let's vote for all our participants. Denise commented, one captain can't save the ship. We need a good team to do that. I think I'm the best leader because I can stimulate the team in the most desperate situation. I'm steadfast in all situations. I don't make better for me, but for team. So if we can't save the ship, so I can completely evacuation. So, okay, if no saving, yeah, we can evacuate all the people. Also great solution. Cool. Do you need more time to vote or we can make a conclusion for the winner? Okay, now it's equal, yeah, for some people. Let's wait a little bit more. Now I'll tell you about the 20 miles march. This is an approach of Jim Collins. He an American author and lecturer on the subject of growth and outstanding leadership. Apart from this, he has developed an original concept of the 20 miles march. It's an outstanding growth concept for leaders, and it will be very well described by Jim Collins himself in the video that we are about to watch. So after the video, we will definitely find out the leader of the ship. And now I will share the video with you. Just a second.
Two teams of explorers lined up on...
Not this one. Can you see it now? Great.
Two teams of explorers lined up on the coast of Antarctica with the same goal, to be the first humans in history to reach the South Pole. One was led by Robert Falcon Scott, one team. The other was led by the Norwegian Roald Amundsen. They left, yes, in the furry coat. They left for the coast within days of each other. Amundsen and his team got there first. Scott and his team arrived 34 days later. Amundsen and his team then made it all the way back to their base camp on the precise day they had penned in their planning journals. Scott and every member of his team died on the way back, 11 miles from a supply depot. My colleague Morten Hansen and I spent 9 years in rigorous, data-driven pursuit of one question. Why do some leaders, the Amundsens of the world, prevail in the most difficult circumstances, most difficult environments, while other leaders fail to achieve greatness, or maybe even fail outright in those same difficult circumstances? And it turns out that the leadership behaviors, the differences in those leadership behaviors between Amundsen and Scott map almost perfectly. And so what were those differences? And what we learned is that there are sort of three distinctive leadership behaviors that sit on top of that you need as the world becomes more uncertain, more chaotic, more out of control. Fanatic discipline, empirical creativity, and productive paranoia. Fanatic discipline. How do you exert a sense of control in a world that feels out of control and increasingly disordered? I'd like to introduce you to a manifestation of fanatic discipline that we came to call the 20-mile march. Imagine you were going to try to walk across the United States from San Diego to Maine. And there are two people who are going to do this long journey. And one has this philosophy of being, when conditions are good, they're going to go as far as possible. When the wind is at their back, when the temperatures are right. But when conditions are bad, it's 130 degrees in the desert or minus 30 degrees in the Colorado Rockies, they're going to sit down in their tent because conditions will improve and they'll be able to make it up in better conditions. But there's another person who says, I'm going to do a 20-mile march. Every single day, I'm going to get up and do a 20-mile march. And on the first day, when it's beautiful conditions, I do 20 miles and I stop. And then I get out in the middle of the desert. And it's 130 degrees, and the last thing I want to do is get out of my tent, but I'm going to do my 20 miles. And then you march, and the conditions improve, and you hit the Colorado Rockies. And it's cold, and it's wind, and it's snow, and it's ice. And the last thing you want to do is get out of your tent. But what do? You get up and you do your 20 miles. And you do 20-mile march, and 20-mile march, and 20-mile march. Amundsen and Scott exemplified this difference. In fact, Amundsen said we're going to do 15 to 20 miles a day. Scott showed a more erratic pattern. In early December, Scott wrote in his journal about being stopped by a blizzard. I doubt if any party could travel in such weather. But when Amundsen faced conditions comparable to Scott's, he wrote in his journal, it has been an unpleasant day. Storm, drift, and frostbite, but we have advanced closer to our goal. 20-mile march, 20-mile march. 20-mile march. What is your 20-mile march? Every individual would benefit from having a 20-mile march to turn good intentions into great results. And the 20-mile marching coming to life through those 6x6 cards, 20-mile march, 20-mile march, 20-mile march. The 20-mile march could also be personal. You could take the 20-mile march idea and say, I want to grow and learn. Maybe it's to read 50 to 100 books a year every year for the next 25 years. Or maybe it's, relationships are a 20-mile march too. The 20-mile march idea is all about consecutive performance, consecutive activity. And the key is to commit to your 20-mile march and that you will hit it not as an average, but as consistent, consecutive performance. And the key then is to ask yourself the question, what do we need to do today? What energy burst do we need today to set the conditions to hit our march with great consecutive consistency?
So what was the video about? What have you got from it about the 20 miles march? Here you've heard about two leaders. Yeah, the first leader, he decided just to move forward to his aim, to the place of destination when the weather conditions are perfect, while the second leader moved 20 miles each day, no matter what weather conditions are. So which do you think is the most rational decision, the best decision, the first one or the second? So despite Evgenia worried about sheep, not sheep, yeah, it means that she still has a right for being a leader, no matter what it is, because of the numbers that are equal with Grigori. Yeah, 3 and 3 votes. Great. Can you, I'll ask now Grigori Suprun and Evgenia Kashpyuk, please comment with one sentence, yeah, for people to vote who will be the leader, because we need only one leader. And the same I'll ask to do Denis Cheremukhin and Vladislav Gerbatenko. I hope I pronounced it correctly. So also send me with one sentence, yeah, and we will vote for one person who is the leader. We have like two ships, and we will have to captain two leaders. So here are the difference as for the 20 miles march. Yeah, Andrei suggested the second leader thinks that it was the better decision. Grigori is the first. Okay, Grigori, can you say why you think that the first option, just moving when the conditions are better, when the sun shines and the rest, is more preferable than doing small steps all the time? Okay. I'm studying electronics programming and I know physics well. Yeah, great. So we've got more details about Evgenia, yeah, who is a participant of our leaders' debates. And also we need one more sentence from Grigori to decide for whom we will vote. Here, I'll ask you not to vote for both, but for one person. We need to choose one leader. Okay. So if we haven't got the message from Grigori, Evgenia for sure will be treated as a captain, but no, Grigori is competing because this way we will reach the goal faster. Okay, let's decide what is more important, reach the goal faster or a person who is knowledgeable in a lot of spheres. So please give your votes for Grigori, either for Evgenia. Andrei, could you please send me a link to the video because the internet connection is not quite good today. Actually, I'm not sure about the link because I have it on my laptop. but I'll try to find it and send it personally to you. Okay, as for another group, yeah, Vladislav got 3 now. That is why you are the leader. Okay, let's vote for Evgenia or Grigory. To whom will you give your vote? And we will finish our lesson on deciding who is the leader. Okay, Denise is also competing. Yeah, we have equal. Let it be. We have 4 leaders. Yeah, and I congratulate you with it. Thank you for your active participation. Yeah, that is all for today. I wish you make the right choice, yeah, the right decision, and be great. See you soon. Bye-bye.